start with the people whose hands are up. So let's start with John Reed. John, you there? You're on mute.
Nope, no question from John, I guess.
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me? Earlier today, Coach Gruden said that you guys going into the frame of mind of attacking a lot in different ways. And I want to just get your perspective of what that means to you. And also, you guys have struggled to score. I mean, we all know that story, but what do you see this season as far as getting in the end zone more and your offensive coordinator saying something like that today earlier?
Yeah, I think every year's a new year. I think every team's a new team. I don't think years past really have anything to do with like this current season. So I'm excited for the opportunity that we have. I think we have a lot of guys that can make plays, and I think when we talk about attacking and attacking in different ways, that's getting different people involved. Having multiple guys get touches. We got a lot of guys that are really good with the ball in their hands. So I think as long as we get those guys their touches, spread it out even, and then that's how we'll be able to attack and get in the end zone more.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Let's go over to D-Rock and then Gene.
Gardner, I'm curious. Did you know all the words to that Celine Dion song before you sat down and did that taping, or did you have to learn that yourself?
Yeah, I had to learn that. That honestly, I'm a little ashamed to say that took a little work. So yeah, that was a good time though.
Did you have a pretty good time with it? And how long did it take you really to get it?
No, man. We honestly, I think the money shot was the first one after I quit laughing. So we were good.
Thanks, D-Rock. Let's go over to Gene and then Gary.
So I'm really unmute.
Gene, you're on. You actually put yourself on mute. There you go.
Following up on D-Rock's question about this video, were they not?
Hey, Gene, you're still on mute. Hey, Gene, can't. I'm just kidding, Gene. I'm just kidding. You're good.
Fantastic.
That's good, Gardner. But remember, payback can be hell. When you were crafting this Emmy-nominated karaoke of Celine Dion, could they not put the words like in front so you could actually look at a teleconference without having to keep turning your head to look at the words?
No, the turning the head, that was more for dramatic effect than looking at any words. And I was only doing it for like a little clip for the commercial. So I kept doing that over and over because I thought that was like the money shot kind of. But when it came out as the whole piece, yeah, definitely wasn't my best.
I didn't hear a word you said. You were on mute.
Yeah, good. You don't need it.
All right. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Gene. Let's go to Gary and then Mia.
Okay. Hey, Gardner, you weren't here when DJ was Chark was a rookie. You know, he made a tremendous leap from rookie year to last year. How much of a leap do you think he's made from last year to right now?
Yeah, no, DJ's done a great job. He's also standing right here, so I'm gonna give you my very honest opinion. No, DJ's done a great job, man. Coming in last year, didn't really know what to expect. I remember seeing him at LSU, put up big numbers, very productive, and then didn't hear from him much his rookie year. But man, it was evident in OTAs last year that he's going to be a big player for us. And, I think he's definitely grown into, being one of the, number one guys in the league. And I think he's going to continue to work and get better because that's just the kind of guy he is.
And we had Coach Reich on, talked to him a few minutes ago, and he talked about how DJ not only was a deep threat, but was a threat over the middle and a good possession receiver. What's it like to have both in the same package as a quarterback?
Sure. No, I think it's huge, man. I think because you have guys that have the speed to take the top off, and it really threatens the defense to where it opens up so much underneath. And I think that's one of the things that makes him good is he's, they respect him so much deep, he can really carve you up underneath as well.
Right. Thanks.
All right, let's go to Mia and then Demetrius and then John Shipley.
First things first. It's all coming back to me now, or my heart will go on.
It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, even before the commercial.
No, I'll be honest. Before the commercial, I didn't know either of them, so I'll have to go with the one I know.
Only the important questions first. Just curious. We haven't gotten a chance to talk to him, but I'm curious what your relationship with James Robinson, what's kind of transpired, and what kind of person is he? Since we haven't actually gotten to meet him as members of the media yet, how is he kind of gelling with you, and who is he?
Yeah, y'all probably won't honestly hear much from him. He's kind of a quiet guy, but man, he's a great guy. He's coming in. He's gained all the respect of all the older guys because he came in, knew his stuff. Took the responsibility that he had, proved that he's deserved it, and we keep giving him more. And I think everybody on the team is very excited for him and the opportunity he has.
For those running backs, obviously the first 3-4 weeks of camp, they weren't getting the first team reps. How have they kind of transitioned over this last week and a half?
It's been awesome, man. They really haven't changed much at all. They've kept that same hunger, that same work ethic. Like they're all, on the bubble and making the roster. They're all really still practicing really hard. And I think that's a lot of fun seeing those guys compete every day.
Thanks, Gardner.
Thanks, Mia. Let's go to Demetrius and then John Shipley.
Hey, Gardner, your offensive line sort of gets a lot of criticism, maybe unfair sometimes, because anytime an offensive lineman does something wrong, it's obviously going to be highlighted. When they do something right, it's not always going to be highlighted. What have you seen out of them from this summer and then going into week one? And do you feel like they might have like a sort of chip on their shoulder, or how do you feel about them? Yeah,
no, they absolutely have a chip on their shoulder. I think those guys, maybe more than anybody on the team, when something goes wrong, it hurts them. They don't want to mess up because they know that's putting somebody else in danger. And one of the biggest things I'm proud of is how they've come together. I think as a unit, they've really grown and they've grown close. Their communication is really tight. It's really good. And I think they all have a lot of belief in each other, that they're going to be able to get the job done. And I know everybody else on the team has that belief as well.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to John Shipley and then Jordan.
Hey, Gardner, with there being no preseason tape for you guys to look at for defenses, does it make it any easier for you guys to game plan for the Colts, knowing that you guys saw them twice last year?
Yeah, you always kind of know your division opponents a little bit more. Having a team that has had a staff that's been there for a little while, you kind of see year to year how they change. I'm expecting they'll definitely have some wrinkles for us, but I think we have a pretty good grasp on what they tried to do since they are division. We played them our last game. We feel good about our planning.
All right. Thanks, Gardner. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks. We've got time for two more. So Jordan and Cassidy.
All right, Amanda, love the whiteboard there. Gardner, you talked about the last game against the Colts of the regular season. You kind of lit them up a little bit. 3 touchdowns, almost 300 yards. Does that give you confidence going into week one, or is it just a whole new blank slate for you?
Yeah, no, I think last year there's definitely things that we could all build on. I think we got a young team, a lot of these same guys coming back, and I think ending on the right note definitely, give us confidence going into the offseason. Coming into the season, we know it's a whole new challenges, but we're very confident regardless what happened last year. We're confident in the preparation that we put in, the work that we put in, and more than anything, we're just excited to get out there.
Awesome, thanks.
All right, thanks, Jordan. We're going to wrap up since DJ's standing by and go to Cassidy, and then we'll switch out.
Hey, Gardner. When you look back over the past year, I know we've talked a lot about how your game has changed and confidence, but just the quick upward trajectory that you took, what do you account for maybe keeping you calm and steady and not tripping all over your feet through it all?
I'd say, it wasn't, at least in my eyes, it wasn't a super fast upward trajectory. It's something that I've been, kind of working for and preparing for, really as long as I play football. It's on a bigger stage now, with higher competition, but the game's still the same. The relationships you have are still the same. The preparation's still the same. So I think it's something that I've kind of been preparing for a long time.
And then just real quick follow-up, what did it mean to be named captain?
It means everything. That's one of the highest honors you can have is, being voted on by your peers to represent them and to be their captain is something, of all the, awards you can win, that's one that really, to me means a lot, means the most because that's really, how you are with the guys around you and their opinion of you. And I think that's the best judge of somebody.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Gardner. We appreciate it. We're going to do a quick switch out. And if you have a question for DJ.
Are you ready?
Yeah, hold on. He's just until they unmute the mic.
Gotcha.
No, you're good. Hang tight. DJ, we can hear you. You ready?
You hear me?
Yeah, we're good. So let's start with Johnny O and then go to Mark Long.
Hey, DJ, what difference do you see in Gardner? I don't know, maybe from when he was playing last year, not at the beginning of the season, but from when he was playing to right now. What improvements? Where do you think fans will see the growth?
Just from confidence of filling in to just being his team, being a captain. I think that's a big jump because you know that the guys in the locker room are supporting you and they want you to succeed, opposed to, wishing that, somebody else was quarterback and things like that. So I think that's the biggest thing, and that transfer on the field, translate to the field because, when you're dropping back, everybody on the team wants you to succeed. So I think that's the biggest thing and the confidence that he has.
Thanks, DJ.
All right, let's jump over to Mark Long and then Gary.
Yeah, DJ, you guys are a pretty big underdog at home. Everybody's counting you out already. Does that motivate you guys? Can you use that as fuel this week and maybe even going into the season?
How big of underdogs are we?
The biggest of the home dogs. I think it's 8 points.
Okay. I don't be paying attention. I don't, so maybe it motivates us, but I really think our attention isn't on that, So I think just going in, our attention is being a better team and showing that we can do what we say we want to do. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the thing that Coach Marone wants from us the most, to be ourselves and not worry about, outside noise and things like that. So I'm just interested to see all these young guys get out there and play, for the first time and battle with them and get a W.
You think you guys could surprise some people, though? Everybody's already, talked about tanking and all that.
Yeah. If you don't expect us to do well, then, I consider it, we can surprise you. But I don't think anyone that really, really supports us would be surprised.
Thanks, Mark. Let's go over to Gary and then Gene.
DJ, we all know what a jump you made from your rookie year to last year. How much better, or where are you better as a football player and as a receiver from last year to this year?
I just watch, some of my plays from last year, and I'm my hardest critic. And even now, I'm still my hardest critic. And I think I've got way better. I know what to expect. Week 1 last year, I was excited to, finally be a starter. Wasn't expecting to have the game that I had week 1 this year. It's kind of different, I'm expecting, the attention from the defense, so I'm preparing like I'm going to get the attention to the defense. And I think I'm a better player. I just got to go out and prove it.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Thanks, Gary. Let's go over to Gene and then Jordan, and we'll finish up with Mia.
DJ, the second half of the Indianapolis game last year was probably the best football that you guys played the entire season. You outscored them 22-0 in the second half. Do you guys talk about? Was there any discussion about how you guys played so together on both sides of the ball? It was literally a perfect game, and whether something like that can have any carryover whatsoever to this game this week.
I'm sorry, you on mute. I can't hear you. Gardner told me I had to get you.
Yeah.
But I think last year it was our last game. You know, we had been through a lot, you know, and we just wanted to go out there and ball. And it was just a good feeling, you know, in the locker room, going out on that note. This year, you know, it's a lot of the younger guys that was on that team. We still here. And we understand, you know, what it's like to go into games, underdogs, and things like that. But we also know any given Sunday you can beat anybody. You know, teams that go undefeated lose to teams that's won one game. It doesn't matter. It's just who prepared the hardest and who's willing to go out there and play. You know, so I think this week, you know, we don't feel like we're underdogs at all. We don't really see how we could be underdogs. So we just want to go out there and ball and, you know, best team wins.
I didn't hear a word you said, but I'm sure it was very insightful.
It was all right.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Gene. Let's go to Jordan and then Mia, and then we'll sneak one more in with John Reed.
Hey, DJ, I hope you're doing well. What type of challenges specifically do the Colts present from their secondary towards you and the rest of the receivers that you guys have?
They're really good at cover two. It's one of the staples. Adding a corner like Rhodes, who's a big guy, you know, that helps the scheme. You know, they also have good defensive line and linebackers, which makes things usually easier for the DB to sit or jump routes, you know, and play more comfortable. You know, and when you have a DB that's playing comfortable and confident, you know, that's a tough thing to go against. So, you know, we expect that. And my goal is to really just study all of these guys, see their strengths, see their weaknesses, and know whatever play is called, how to attack a weakness or how to create a weakness in his game because of the play. Because the biggest benefit that I have is I know the play, and it's kind of hard to disguise defenses when you study them. So I feel like I have the upper hand when it comes to preparing, but at the end of the day, they are good in what they do best. So it's going to be challenging.
Thanks, DJ.
All right, Mia, and then John.
Hey, DJ, kind of building off of that, the progression for you from week 1 to then week 17, where maybe the number one corner isn't on you week 1, but then as you emerge, did you see a difference in all of a sudden maybe more coverage on you and more eyes on you in terms of the defense? And B, now that people regard you as wide receiver number 1 for the Jaguars, what do you expect coverage-wise to maybe be different from this time a year ago to now?
I definitely saw a difference in, you know, the way that I was being played from week 1. Week 1 was the first 3-4 weeks was pretty easy because I was able to get a lot of single coverage because, you know, you have to do it over and over again before someone really respects you. Towards the end of the year, I saw more cover 2 to my side or 2-man or double coverage or brackets, things like that. And I expect that again this year. I feel like that's a sign of respect. So, you know, I embrace it. But I tell guys like LaVisca that, you know, if they are doing that to me, that means it's your turn to be one-on-one, you know, so it's your turn to do your thing. But either way, whether it's bracket, double cover, I still have to get open. That's my job, you know. But hopefully, you know, LaVisca can make it a little easier for me. But we have a lot of weapons on offense. So I think this year, the difference is if you do try to take me out of the game, we have some guys that can really make you pay for it. We just have to do it.
Sweet. Thanks, DJ.
Thanks, Mia. All right, let's finish up with John Reed.
Yeah, pick it back off that question though. Do you feel that that you're confident that this offense is more explosive? I mean, what makes you feel you guys are going to be more explosive? Do you think you're going to be more of a pass and attack offense, or what?
We have some pretty good concepts. You know, we have some concepts that you kind of have to pick your poison as a defense. You know, you have to choose wisely, and if you don't, then there's going to be somebody open, and it's up to that guy to make the play. But I feel like we have a 53-man roster where every man is capable of making a play. So, you know, I'm confident. And we have a lot of guys that's eager to show what they can do. And that's the biggest thing that I think that's going to help us. You know, as a rookie, when you get your shot, you know, you want to make a play. And having a lot of this young team, everybody wants to make a play. So with these concepts, with the mentality that Coach Gruden has, you know, being the head coach, you know, it's a lot of hunger in the offensive meeting rooms, and we just ready to go out there and perform.
And does it help when he say he wants to be aggressive? And I mean, he's basically said that today that you guys are going to be more aggressive offensively.
Oh, definitely. I love the fact that he's a guy that, like he said, wants to attack. That's the perfect word. No defense or defensive player put fear in him, you know, and I'm pretty sure if you follow him, you know what type of mentality he has. And that's kind of carried over into the meeting rooms. And, you know, that's the guy we playing for. So that's how we playing.
Thank you, man.
No problem.
All right, thanks, DJ. You're all done. Appreciate your time.
Thank y'all.